Hello guys, welcome to my channel once again. Today I'm going to show you guys how to cut your body fit pair trouser. This method is one of the simplest methods you can find on YouTube. I want you guys to watch this video very carefully and tell me how you feel. Tell me about this method, whether this one is simple like I said. And please, if you have not subscribed to my channel, please subscribe and turn on the notification button so that you'll be notified when I upload a new video. Don't forget to like this video and share it to your friends. So now I'm going to show you guys how to cut this trouser. Please stay with me to the end of the video so that you will not miss any part of this tutorial. So now let's start this video. Stay with me, don't go anywhere. Okay, now this is the measurement we're going to use to cut this trouser. You can see here is the length. The length is 38. You can see the width is 32. The last is 23. The knee is 17. While the total amount is 13. So this is the measurement we're going to use. So stay with me, don't go anywhere. Okay, now the fabric, I fold the fabric into two, and the width of my fabric is by 60. The fabric, the width is by 60. Make sure that your own is by 60. Now I'm going to cut off the mouth. You can see this mouth here. I don't need this mouth. I'm going to cut it off. Please stay with me. Don't go anywhere. Okay, now I'm going to start from the waist. First of all, I'm going to draw my waistline. I can see how I place the ruler. It's not straight. I place it horizontal, not that straight. After the waist, the rest now is the length line. The same thing. Horizontal, not that straight. Now here is my length line. See how I draw it. Of course, I see what I'm doing. After watching the video, if you have any questions, feel free to ask on the comment section. Now, the next thing I'm going to do now, I'm going to start from the length. My length is 38. With my measurement, here's 38. Now I'm going to add 3 inches for the folding allowance. You can see 38 plus 3. Now, next thing is my nail. The formula is your length by 2 to get your nail. Your length by 2. My length is 38, by 2 is 19. I hit my nail. Very simple. You can use a ruler to draw the lines if your hand is not straight. Okay, now next thing now is my waist. My waist is 32. The formula is your waist by 4. My waist is 32 by 4 is 8. Then I'll place it here. You can see I measure 8 here. Here's my 8. Then plus 1 for the crochet line. After the measurement, we add 1 for the crochet line. Then from that one, I'm going to draw my crochet line like this. Here's my crochet line. Then this crochet I'm going to do is 7. It depends on the measurement that you are doing. You have 7 here. Now I'm going to add 2 from that 7. Then those lines should be 2. Each of those that 2 lines should be 2. Each of them. Then join it together. This crochet depends on the measurement that you have. Like if your waist is like 38, you're going to do it like 7.5 plus 2. Then if your waist is less than maybe 30, 20 something, you're going to do it like 6.5 plus 2. It depends on the measurement that you have. Then I'm going to curve it here. Here's my curve. Here's my crochet. Now next now is my knee. My knee is 17. The formula for the knee is your knee by 2. You have 8.5 for the knee. Remember, my knee is 17 by 2 is 8.5. Then here's my knee. I'm not going to add any allowance here. Then from that crochet line, I'm going to draw it to the nail. Next thing I'm going to do now, I'm going to take my total mouth measurement, which is 13. The same thing, the formula is by 13 by 2. You're going to have 6.5. Then I'm going to draw it to the mouth. From that nail to the mouth. You can see how I draw the line. You can see I've gotten my front pattern. Now I'm going to take the pocket. From here I'm going to measure 2 inches from the waist side 2" here. Then I'm going to measure 7.5 inch for the length. For the pocket length is 7.5 inch. Then draw the line from that 2" to that 7.5 inch. Here's my pocket. Okay, now after that, nothing I'm going to do now. I'm going to add a curve here for the hip, because this is a male trouser. This is not a female trouser. Male don't have that much hip, so I'm going to add a curve in here, just like this for the hip. I start from the knee. You can see from that knee line is where I start. Then draw it to the waist. You can see. And I'm going to cut it to the shape of my drawing. Don't shift your hand, just cut it exactly with the shape of your drawing. Use just a simple method to cut your trouser. Very simple. Okay, now I'm going to take a mark on that pocket from that 2" from the waist side, and the length 7.5 inch, so that I will know where to gum it. Here's my front pattern. You can see how I take the mark. Okay, now I'm going to use this front pattern to cut the back pattern. So stay with me, don't go anywhere. I'm going to use this front pattern to cut the back pattern. Now the fabric, now I'm going to turn it like this, so you guys can see it very well. I'm turn it upside down, so you guys can see it very well. Turn it very well. And after that, I'm going to place the front pattern on top. Make sure that everywhere is last. Then place the front button on top, like this. I see how I place it. I guess I see it very well. Okay, now I'm going to draw a line from that last two line. The last line for the crotch. I'm going to draw a line like this, and the length should be like 3 inch. It's okay from the crotch line. Then from the waistline, I'm going to measure like 1.5 inch from that waist. You can see this one is the back. Now I'm going to draw a line from that 1.5 inch to that crotch line, like this. You can see the line. Okay, now I'm going to draw a straight line from that 1.5 inch to the waist of my front pattern. Remember, my waistline of my front pattern is horizontal, while this one is straight. The back one is straight. You can see. Because I see it very, very well. Okay, now from the crotch, I'm going to measure like 2 inch for the crotch. From that crotch down, this is where I'm going to start to. I'm going to place my tape for the lafts, just 2 inch from that crotch. Then my last is 23 by 2 is 11.5. Your last is 10 by 2 is 11.5. Then from the length line here, I'm going to measure like 11.5 here. Then take a mark here. Now I'm going to add allowance here after the lafts, 1.5 inch allowance here, and also at the knee side. You can see. Remember, all the measurement is by 2, while the waist is by 4. The knee side is 1.5 inch also. Then the total mount is also 1.5 inch. The total side. Now I'm going to draw it from that crotch to the total mount. My ruler. You can see I added 1.5 inch at the back. The front side I did not add any allowance. I divide the waist by 4, while others is by 2. You can see the line. Now after that, I'm going to cut it with the shape of my drawing. First of all, the back crotch, I'm going to curve it here like this. I'm going to curve here also, like I did on the front crotch. Here's my front and back pattern. Now I'm going to cut it with the shape of my drawing. You can see, very simple and neat. Okay, now after that, I'm going to fold the both pattern together to that crochet line of my front pattern with the front and back. I'm going to fold it. I'm going to fold it to this crochet line like this. Then I'm going to take my dart line for my back pocket. You can see the dart line for my back pocket. Okay, now I'm cutting the front and back pattern. You can see this one is now ready. The next thing I'm going to cut now is the properties, like the facing, the flap, the waist pocket, from those pieces here that I have here, like this one. I'm going to cut it from these pieces. Like this one, I'm going to use this one for the zip flap. You can see. I can see the covering. This covering is okay. Covering very well for the zip flap. Like the length should be like 10-inch length or 9-inch length. But make sure the shape is very well. Here's my zip flap. I see the length should be like 10-inch. It's okay. Cover it very well. Okay, and after that, I'm going to cut off for the waist pocket for these pieces, something like this. You can see. The length should be like 8-inch. It's okay. 8.5 to 8 inch is okay for the back. This one I need like 4 pieces. Here's 2 pieces. I'm going to cut another one. Then this one is for the facing, for the pocket facing. This is how it looks like the zip flap, but this one should be more bigger than the zip flap. I'm going to use one for the pocket facing. You can see. Now I'm going to complete the back waist pocket. Like I said before, I need like 4 pieces. I've got like 2 pieces, and I'm going to complete it 4. You can see. Remember, they are folded into 2. There are 2, but 1 is 2. And I'm going to mark the back so that I will not come the front by mistake. All of them. Here is 4, and this one is 2 for the waist pocket, for the facing. You can see there are also 2. Where the flap also is 2. You can see. And here is my trouser. You can see. Here's the zip flap. Here's the facing, and here's the waist pocket. There are 4. Okay, the next thing I'm going to cut now is the waist. I'm also going to cut the waist from this pieces here. The formula is your waist by 2 plus 10. Also for the waist, remember your waist by 2 plus 10. Any waist you have, just the same procedure. Like my waist is 32. By 2 is 16. I'm going to mark 16 here. Then I'm going to add 10-inch. You can see. Use just the formula. Then cut it from that 10-inch. Then the width should be like 3-inch. Is okay for the width. 3-inch. Then I'm going to cut it from that 3-inch straight. Remember, the width is 2. I mean the pieces. It is folded into 2. Like others, like my patterns. You can see. It is folded into 2. You can see this. Then I'm going to cut it into 2. I'm going to divide it. And here is the last cutting of this tutorial. Here's my waist. Also going to mark it chalk so that I will know the front and the back. And this is the last cutting of this tutorial. You can see here's my waist. I've gotten everything. Now this one, I'm going to use this one for the belt holder. these pieces, and here is the last curtain of this tutorial. Please guys, after watching the video, if you have any questions, like I said before, feel free to ask in the comment section. And please, if you have not subscribed to my channel, please subscribe and turn on the notification button so that you'll be notified when I upload a new video. Don't forget to like the video and share it to your friends. Thank you for watching this video. See you guys on my next video. Thank you so much for watching this video.